Hello everyone and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. We're going to have an exciting show today because I want to talk about... It's a complicated thing really, because when we consider the idea of peace, we look outwardly from ourselves and we look at lots of situations going around us, whether that be a natural disaster or war-torn countries. But peace has to start within ourselves. And I can almost hear you say, yes, but, you know, I've got all this going on and that going on. But there are ways. Peace is about how we handle things in our minds. And I know that Spirit wish to talk to you about the concept of peace, because if we don't have peace in our minds, then we allow darkness to invade our bodies. And if we allow the darkness to invade, then we are sitting in negativity. And this is really important, because if we want peace in our world, we have to have peace within. And some of you may know that this about me, but I try really hard to meditate every day. Sometimes I don't achieve that, but most times I'm meditating every day. And I get so much wisdom and answers from meditation, from Spirit, where they communicate to me. And it's just so profound, that the information that I get. And after I've meditated and get such profound information, I often think, gosh, I really, what I was fussing about over here is really insignificant, because at the end of the day, we've got a prescribed journey, and this prescribed journey is on the earth plane. And we can only do this if we achieve the things that we need to achieve. In other words, we've come to this earth plane for a reason, and that reason unfolds as our life unfolds, because we need to do so many things in our lives, meet so many people, and establish so many relationships. And all of this is part of our journey. And ultimately, as we go through this journey, we learn so much. We gather information, and we ourselves become wise, so that when we return to the spirit world, and let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, the spirit world is indeed our home. We don't have the need for certain things that perhaps we have the need in this world. For instance, there isn't a need for all the material things and the wealth and the business making and accumulating. There isn't a need for all of that. Life has a more simpler concept to it in the spirit world. And I know that if I at any point think, oh, I don't want to do this, or I get cross about what's going on in my life, but because I'm only human, then I sometimes sort of think, I pick myself up and I sort of say, look at myself and think, there are so many people that are in more difficult situations, that are not having the problems, or have more problems than what I have. But, ultimately our problems are our own problems. But these problems are the very thing that makes us wise, gives us that clarity of thought, but also brings peace to us. Now, if we're bringing peace to us, what that means is we're actually bringing light to our bodies. And if we're bringing light to ourselves, then that means that we are without dis-ease, and we are, and we feel more uplifted, and we can be happier. And if we're happier in ourselves, then we can spread happiness to others. And if we're spreading happiness to others, we're also spreading peace to others, because ultimately the peace is what we want in our world. So there's a little bit about peace. But so I'm going to go to some callers now, and I know that I've got a couple of callers waiting. And first, I'd like to go to Corinne in West Bend, Wisconsin, USA. Hello, are you there, Corinne?
Yes.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
And how can I help you? I'm a medium and I'm also a psychic. So I can look at aspects of your life or connect to a loved one in the spirit world.
I guess, what do you feel?
Well, we've got a very short space of time. So if you'd like me to focus in a particular area, that would be great.
I guess a loved one.
In the spirit world?
Yes.
And is there somebody in particular you'd like to hear from?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Do you want me to tell you who?
Yeah.
My mom.
Okay. The reason why I push you on this point is we do have such a short space of time, and I could spend it all with Great Aunt Ethel that passed 50 years ago, and maybe that's not who you'd want to hear, and it'd be a waste of your time. So, right. I'm just hearing the words sort of prematurely. And so when I get the word prematurely, it's either they pass to spirit before, old age, or it's they pass very, very quickly. Does that make sense to you?
Well, both of them do. Because she was 21.
Right.
And motorcycle accident.
Right, yes, because I just know that it's sort of like she's talking to me and she's saying this shouldn't have happened. I should have lived a life, but I was sort of whisked away. And she's also saying to me that she went to the spirit world very quickly, and because I feel that there was no pain on her part. It was like she was taken very, very quickly. Because I feel that her passing was was sudden in that moment.
I think it was just a short time right after it happened.
And she's talking about how at the time she wanted to have a reunion with somebody, and I feel like there's something to do with visiting somebody or talking to somebody at the time to get clarity on relationships, and I feel like this is within the family. Would you know anything about that?
No, I don't.
Because I feel like there was it's like there was a little bit of infighting in the family at the time, and she wanted to bring it all to a conclusion, or sort of get it sort of. And I know that this was plaguing her mind at the time, and she's talking about that. But I feel like that sort of resolved itself on its own, but I know that this was something that was concerning her at the time. Also, she's drawing my attention to the way she looks, and I feel that she's quite beautiful. Would you understand that about her?
Yeah.
And I feel that and she's also drawn my attention to her hands, because I feel like she had nice hands as well, and she quite admired her hands. And she's showing me a birth certificate. And so I know that there's something significant about a birth certificate. And I don't know where she's going with this, but I know that there's something to do with a birth certificate. And I don't know whether it's hers or whether it's yours, because she's showing me this birth certificate.
Well, I know my grandparents adopted me after she was killed, and I never had no dad.
Right. Did you ever see your birth certificate or know of your birth certificate?
Well, I see my current birth certificate, but I never seen the one from before.
The original.
Before.
The original one.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Because she's showing me this birth certificate, and I know that it's like there's something on this birth certificate that's important. And I feel like I want to go to your father, is where she's taking me to this. Because either you didn't know of an existence of a father, or there's an incorrect version of who your father is. I'm not quite sure which way she's going.
I know my grandparents said that at the time she got married, and she was already pregnant with me. So once you're married, they put who you're married to's father as the father.
Yeah. Because I just get this feeling that the truth hasn't all come out, and there's more to this story than meets the eye. Because your father left to go. I feel like there's something about going abroad, whether he left to go abroad or was working abroad or something like that. Does that make sense to you?
He left to go where?
I feel like there's. Your father went abroad, overseas, to another country.
I was told that he went to Florida.
Yeah. But I just feel like he's going away. He's going away, and I feel that also he developed he went on to marry somebody else and has got children himself. And I feel that you have half sisters, or I don't know whether it's a half sister or a half brother, but I'm drawn more to sisters that you have, and your mum is trying to sort of tell you about this.
Huh.
But I feel also there's something to do with the military with your father as well. Because I feel like
I think he worked for a guy that had a roofing business that came out of the military.
I'm being shown a man, and I feel like I'm hearing the word U.S. Marine, and I know that your father went into the military and became a Marine, but I do feel I'm still not sure, and this is where I feel I've gone abroad. I've gone to different countries in my work, and I'm seeing the white uniform with the white cap, and I know and she's, and I feel like there's a mishap with the birth certificate. Like the birth certificate it almost feels like it's incorrect.
Right. Yeah, it does have who she was married to on the birth certificate, and I wasn't his daughter.
So you know that, do you?
Yeah.
Yes, because I feel that it's somebody else, and I feel that that she had a relationship with somebody else.
Yeah, she was with this guy, and then he took off somewhere and ended up she married somebody else.
Yeah, and I feel that she was pregnant by the first guy, and he went abroad. There you go. I've got another caller waiting, and I've only got 10 minutes left of the show. So sadly, I'm going to have to go. But if you want to continue this conversation, find me on Facebook, Gail Moffat, Spiritual Medium, and we can chat there. All right. Thank you very much for calling. And sorry we've had to end it. Thank you. Hello, it's Vicky in St. Mary's, Ohio. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hello. Oh, what a cheerful voice. How are you?
Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. And so how can I help you? Would you like me to connect with a loved one or somebody or something that's going on in your life?
I would like to connect with a loved one.
Okay, and who would that be?
My son.
Okay. I feel like, as I'm connecting, I feel like there's a big apology that needs to be given to you, because he keeps on saying to me, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Would you understand why he's saying that to you?
Yes.
Because he feels like he's let you down, and he's just very, very apologetic. And I know that there's another young lady in the spirit world that he knows that he's with. Would you understand that?
Yes, I would. That would be my sister.
Right. And he's saying that he's saying that I've found all the people in our family in the spirit world, and I'm happy over there. But he's showing me a ring, and it looks like a signet ring. Do you know what a signet ring? Is that just an English thing, or is it an American thing? It's like a man's ring. He's showing that to me. Is that significant with him?
Yes, very much.
Because he says that he's telling me that's important. And he's also saying to me that it's like he's holding the ring, and it's like he's giving it to you. So I don't know whether you've got it or whether... They show it to me in different ways. Do you understand that, why he would show it to me that way?
Yes, because it was passed down to him.
Right. And also, I feel like there was lots of things put into the coffin. Does that make sense to you?
What was that, please?
there was certain items that were put into the coffin.
Yes, there was.
And I feel like there's lots of things from even going back many years into his childhood. Does that make sense to you? I feel like there's sort of like a teddy bear or pictures and all sorts of things that went with him.
You are correct. Yes.
And he's saying to me he loved the fact that they all came with him, and he loves that. And also, do you often light a candle for him? Because he's showing me you lighting a candle.
I have, yes.
And he's saying that, you know, he's just saying to me, my mum is so lovely, you'd love her. So he's just said that to me. He's and I feel that he would have been quite handsome, quite good looking.
Yes, he was.
And there's this sort of and I feel like when he was younger, I don't know, because he's showing me as a little boy now, like quite blondish hair. Does that make sense to you?
Blonde hair?
Yeah.
Did you say blonde?
Yes.
Not for him, no. But I have blonde hair.
Or maybe he's referring to somebody else then, because I've just seen his blonde hair. But I know that he's very excited to be here, and I feel also he had quite a lot of ambitions of things that he wanted to do in his life, and he's quite, in a way, he's quite frustrated that he was never able to complete those ambitions, because he did have quite sort of dreams and ambitions. I'm going to do this, I want to do this. Do you remember that about him?
Yes, he did. Very much so. Very much so.
And he's quite clever as well, isn't he? I feel like there's a real sort of intelligence with him that he could have done so much more in his life.
Exactly. One of his teachers told us that at the viewing.
Yeah. And I also know that he's saying to me that he's really proud of you because you've taken great strides in your life and made great changes that has enabled you to have more positivity around you. Would you understand that?
Yes.
And he's really proud of you, really, really proud of you. And I know that he, he's also saying, do you have a little area in your house where there's a few things connected to him, like a picture and a couple of other things? So I feel like there's a group of things, a bit like a mini shrine or something. I don't want to call it a shrine, but it's just a few things related to him in part of your house.
Absolutely.
And he says that he quite is often near you when you're looking at the picture and the bits and pieces that you've got that's connected to him. And he says that when you cry, it makes him cry because he's sad to be separated from you.
I cry a lot.
Yeah, he's and have you, since he's passed, have you moved house or moved somewhere? Moved to a different...
No, we haven't, but we've been thinking about it.
Okay, that's where he's going with, because I feel like I want to move, I'm being drawn to sunshine as well. Is there which state is called the Sunshine State?
Is it Florida? Or is it California?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's Florida, but don't move just yet because there's a horrible hurricane coming in. I just get this feeling that there's going to be more sunshine where you live. I've got this feeling of possibly moving some distance. Does that make sense in your thoughts?
Not at this current time would I move far away.
Okay, well, bear that in mind because I'm just getting that. I heard the word Sunshine State, and maybe that's your son's desires. He'd love to move there. So, but anyway, I've only got 30 seconds left of the show, so I'm going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for calling in. If you want to find me, I'm on Facebook, Gail Moffat, Spiritual Medium, and you can also check my website, gailmoffat.com. So thank you for calling in, and my love with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye.